What is going on, everybody? Today's video is around Lex Luger Wolfpac. Lex Luger Wolfpac has seen his prime, and that prime is gone. Is he still viable? Yes. Is he going to be your end-all, be-all? No, not at all. He's not mine. He's definitely not going to be yours. Unless you're brand new to the game, then yeah, he'll carry you for a little while, but there's way better choices. However, for Attitude Era requirements, he is, in my opinion, one of the top picks. The reason why he's one of the top picks, these guys have all seen their prime. Every single one has seen their prime, and it's long past. So, NWO Hogan, Memrock, these two are very good cards. They are still very good cards, but they require a very specific plate. They require a very specific belt, and they require a very specific metal setup for them to work properly. And by properly, I mean mild speed while still being able to win. So the only one outside of all of these that doesn't really require a whole lot because they're scaled correctly is Big Papa Pump. I don't have him, so I can't showcase him to you. But we'll move on. So in my opinion, Showboat Luger and Tex Shamrock sit in the same realm. The reason why they sit in the same realm is they are submission-based cards. So, for people who have just started, for free-to-play players, and for people who have a tendency to spend but have the worst luck in the world when it comes to RNG and pulls. If you have Luger, if you have Shamrock, there are two very good cards to have. I recommend taking them up strictly for requirements alone. That's it. It's not because they're game changing. It's not because they are going to carry you every single day of the week. It's just for requirements. So looking at Luger, this is the build I go with. It is the most consistent 5-star gold killer. He is going to take damage. He's going to get hit. Unless they're stun locking you or subbing you, you're going to win either way turn 2. The reason why you're going to win turn 2, if worst case scenario, turn 3 is the torture rack. The torture rack with this setup being Tatanka and Tech Drew, it sits it at 786,000 for 4 turns. On feud day, I believe it's an additional 50%, so I think he sits just under 1 million damage for 4 turns. So between you blowing up the board, having Santa Hogan out there for that gem damage, and then the submission, you should be able to knock out a 5-star gold in 2 turns flat. So that's speed, that's money, that's value. So we're going to go in against Stevie Ray. The reason I chose Stevie Ray is these two are within the realm of each other. The quote I use with this one is they're locked in time. Locked in time is the cornerstone to Attitude Era because Stevie Ray used to be one of the best powerhouses to have for 5-star gold because his finisher, you couldn't kick out. Like he made sure that you couldn't kick out. He was a go-to. Luger was a go-to for turn 1 submission win. At this time and everything else like that, they are 6-star bronze, so they're higher health pools, but the gem damage is not scaled properly, so they're still going to have the same level of kick out. Unless you put on a card that gives more kick out damage, such as Zombie Ray, Zombie Dom, Zombie Roman, stuff like that. So during feud, these two red moves are not going to go off at the same time. The tour is allowing me to have this happen. So when you go into the fray, you want to put those cross breaks on yellow gems, so that way you get that bonus for breaking the 3 yellow gems, and you want to put it to a play, or you want to hope that the board is going to be kind to you, giving you 3 reds to begin with, because since he's a showboat, or 3 yellows to begin with, because since he's a showboat. It should work, but sometimes it doesn't. But you also want red on the field, so that way the stuff recharges. If you feel like you can't get the recharge, you can't get the recycle nearly as much, then throw an MP plate on there, whether it is for red moves or whether it's for yellow moves. Either way, both work. So, essentially, you can see here, we're just kind of going consistently back and forth between the submission and the cross break. Submission, cross break, submission, cross breaks. It's just a consistent back and forth. Now, with the 2-time speed up button, that holds for a 3-minute fight in a feud. It's lackluster at best. For boss battle, this is a 1 rotation setup. You're going to do the yellow, or you're going to do the cross breaks. You're going to do the yellow move to charge up the finisher, and then you're going to hit the finisher, and you might be able to get the cross breaks off 1 more time. But his damage is not going to be there. And now, if he's your only option, by all means use him. But see, you can still see we're kind of, even with the consistent back and forth, he still found a way to hit his finisher. And he's going to lower the gem 61%. Now, during the 5-star gold days, you wouldn't be able to kick out of that. 61% ultimately killed you off, and it was hard as hell to get out of it. Now, Stevie Ray, would it be good for the drip plate? Sure. Drip plate makes freaking everybody better, especially ones that use black moves. It's a sad reality we all have to live with. But, we are where we are. There's really no more. There's nothing to go back or go with that past that. If he kicks out, he kicks out. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And he doesn't. Cool. But that's the reason why I say with Luger, you want to go with a Fury belt. If you want to, you can go 3 different routes with Luger. You can go Fury 2 for the setup I just showed you, or you can go takedown for this setup. It's going to be the delayed vertical suplex. It's going to be a reversal, and it's going to be the torture rack. These are that cornerstone. But the problem with this setup is you're double MP charging this. For feud, at least. On tour, you don't have to double MP charge it. You can just go Xavier. If you don't have Tatanka, you can go Striker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can go Zombie, AJ. Yeah, you can go that route. I don't recommend adding more than 1 turn to your submissions. You need as many cross breaks out there as possible, or X break gems out there as possible. So ultimately, this video is more along the lines of I'm not promoting Luger by any means. I'm not saying that he is going to change your life. He's not going to change it, or he's going to change your roster. He's not. He is a very good card. He is a very viable card, but only in certain situations, such as tours with the new hell modes and stuff like that. He'll get you through the hell modes. He'll get you through all of it pretty easy. And loading screen. Gotta love it. I hate boss battle weekend. So as you can tell, we're not fully charged again. So we're going to have to sit here and pray for something like that. Now, if he's not going to pin me because of that kick out, which is weird because it's not like it's going to end his life. But if you went full takedown 2 with a 200% yellow move increase, I think you're looking at about 1 million damage there. So, or no, 200. Yeah, you're looking at about 1 million 2, 1 million 3, something like that. Nowhere near Trickster Ray kick out damage, but still enough that you know you did something good. So this build is solely around just getting that submission off as fast and as quickly as possible. But unlike the last build that I showed you where we were blowing up the board consistently and constantly having recharge, it just doesn't fit that realm very well. So you're taking away speed and consistency for this. But if your red train, you don't have an affiliation belt and your red trainers are occupied with somebody else, then this is a good route to go. So, and what we're going to do if he doesn't break all of them is we're going to go a little bit separate route. We're okay for right now. So what I want to do is essentially I have all these cross breaks out here. I'm going to try and get rid of them real quick. Let's see how many I can break. So 6. So we'll go here and then we'll go here. Blow up those 2 lines, blow up the board, try and get a little bit of extra. Yeah, he's done anyway, so we're good. All of that still can't kick out. So as you can tell, it's really not the greatest thing in the world. He's not top tier anymore, but he still can be used. So guess what I'm getting around with all this? And I'm trying not to overload everyone's brains. My brain's already overloaded from how much information I want to put out there. But for Attitude Era, if you have a Luger at 5-star gold, and you don't have Ken Shamrock, Your Trick Ray is way too low on the ground. You don't have NWO Hogan or Memrock. Basically, if Showboat Luger is your only option for Attitude Era, take him up. He can handle a 6-star bronze easier than HBK can. A lot of people went and wanted to take Acro HBK to 6-star bronze when it released, but the problem is Acrobats got a big gem buff when they went to 5-star gold. That did not translate over to 6-star bronze. So basically, Acro HBK is, again, the term I use, locked in time with his gem damage. He really only caps out about 3 million damage. That's with having multiple blue gems on the board. The problem with Acro HBK is you have to have blue gems on the board at all times. And for his damage to be increased, he needs the Pyro Plate on him. So really, he kind of falters himself. So when it comes to Attitude Era, Shamrock and Luger are really the only two that remain the most consistent when it comes to control. Acro Ray still hits like a Mack truck with his kick out, but he needs to be pinned for it. So he's gonna take damage and cost you or HP. So take with this information what you will. Ultimately, I just kind of wanted to go over Attitude Era, and I sat here. This is now the 8th time I've tried to record this video because I'm trying to find a way to make this era worthwhile, and it's just not. Its time is over, and until they start releasing new Attitude Era guys that are scaled, these are your options. So I'm going to cut this video, or end this video, with a quote that I got from Fairy Tail, an anime I'm watching right now. The quote is, "Life is fun if you allow it to be." I think that hits a little bit harder with the way the world is now versus when that episode was released. Life is way too hard. We make it harder on ourselves than what we truly need to. The work smarter, not harder technique has kind of faltered off. Everything is 10 times harder because we all trying to look for the easy way out. If you just try and make things fun, it's worth it. So, again, I'll leave it with a quote. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. Like, subscribe, comment if the comments are available. I think I fixed the problem. But let me know what you think of Attitude Era. Me personally, I think it's over and done with. So y'all have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.